I, in fact, planned on taking this afternoon off. I wasn't planning to be here this afternoon, but here I am. I thought it'd be important that the community hears from its leadership in terms of where we are, in a local political environment today. I know, that we're all experiencing some level of change, certainly in the world, in our country, and here locally, whether that be COVID-19 changing how we live our daily lives, or staff turnover here at City Hall, and even personally, we're preparing a new life to come into the world. So there's a lot going on, and we appreciate, as the organization, we appreciate folks' patience as we navigate some of this. It's not my intent to call this press conference or to do this address today to create any further drama or to further shame our community in terms of press or otherwise. We've experienced our share of coverage in the media and elsewhere. Some are happy with that, some aren't. Again, my intent isn't to create any more turmoil, but more or less to attempt to give the community maybe some ease as we work through this. We're all aware of yesterday's town council meeting, where Council Member Bob Michelson failed to execute the duties of his office by protesting the meeting. I'd like to add for the record that Council Member Holcomb did in fact send me an email Thursday morning stating that she was not able to attend with no reason. I did not see that email until this afternoon, largely in part because my schedule yesterday was full. I didn't have the chance to go sit down and actually go through my emails. And for that, I apologize. So I just wanted to correct that. But as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Michelson's actions do not necessarily reflect the values of this organization or what our community stands for. I may have failed as the leader you elected to defend those values. For that, you have my apologies. However, the values of the town and what our community stands for are not set by me. You get to determine those factors. They are established through our daily interactions with each other, how we treat our neighbors and guests, the environment we raise our children in, how we represent our community. As of late, there are some individuals who have not represented the best of our community. It is up to all of us to show the world that Stevensville is better. Stevensville is not a divided community. By no means is Stevensville a divided community. We stand together in solidarity for what is best for our town going forward. A noisy minority of people, less than 2% of our population, do not constitute a division in Stevensville. The hatred, negativity, and obstruction these people express and inflict onto others is reprehensible. I plead to those individuals to conduct yourselves in a respectful way that will bring us toward harmony. There's been plenty of attention on me, my leadership, and my future in the office you elected me to. Allow me to tell you firsthand that I am not the threat to this community that some try to make me to be. I have been villainized for an array of issues, and that sometimes comes with the job of making the tough decisions. I am Stevensville's past, and I am Stevensville's future. Having spent well over half my life in this town, longer than many detractors, I have a firm understanding of where our community has been. No, I do not have the last 50 years journaled, but I am not as interested in our past as I am in our future together. I am here to help cultivate and execute your vision for our incredible place here in Stevensville. We will not agree with each other on many issues. That is what happens when humans congregate in communities. We will never achieve 100% consensus among us. How we interact and conduct ourselves when we may not get our way sets the tone for our future together and for the future of our community. Our children are watching. A poem by Maggie Smith states, "Life is short, though I keep this from my children. Life is short, and I've shortened mine 1,000 delicious, ill-advised ways. And 1,000 deliciously ill-advised ways I'll keep from my children. The world is at least 50% terrible, and that's a conservative estimate, though I keep this from my children. For every bird, there's a stone thrown at a bird. For every loved child, a child broken, bagged, sunk in the lake. Life is short, and the world is at least half terrible, and for every kind stranger, there is one who would break you, though I keep this from my children. I'm trying to sell them the world. Any decent realtor walking you through a real crap hole chirps on about the good bones. This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful. The American experiment is about giving everyone a way forward, even when we disagree. In fact, disagreement is the hallmark of our democracy. We respect our Constitution by respecting our fellow citizens, even when we don't get everything we want, even when we disagree passionately. That is democracy. Political opponents of my administration have engaged in attacks, personal attacks against us that are not only irrelevant to important policy debate, but are meaningless distractions that are beneath the dignity of our community. Eroding our core values and rights will lead us down a dark road into autocracy. We are a community that stands united even when we sit on different sides of an issue. We fight for what we believe in, but we fight fair, with decency and dignity and respect. Please remember these principles as we carry on through this time of change. We're all experiencing a lot of that right now, as I mentioned. Know that vandalism, theft, or harassment of opponents is not tolerated by this administration. The administration has seen its share of temporary orders of protection applications, lawsuits, complaints, phone calls. An array of issues have come forth to Town Hall. And a lot of those issues take a position on the administration, certainly, but the issues that we're discussing. All of these unnecessarily tax the town's limited resources and cause us to move our attention away from the things that actually matter. If we want law enforcement to enforce speed zones in our community, then we have to stop putting people in a position where they feel threatened and ask the judge for a temporary order of protection. Again, we want to focus our attention on the things that improve our community and make it a better place to live. That's what we want. The Town Council will convene at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, July 14th for a special meeting to address the agenda that was left unfinished last night. Notable items on that agenda include the adoption of our budget, as well as an array of other issues, including getting the bills paid. That was one repercussion of last night's meeting that was maybe oversought, was the fact that when the council doesn't meet and pay the claims, we don't send out checks. We need to make sure that the vendors who provide service to the town are taken care of. So in closing, I ask that you go out and enjoy our community, safely enjoy each other's company and your neighbors, and remember that we rely on one another for support and a sustainable future. Thank you for your time this afternoon.